Welcome back to the Java playlist. So I'll just get started on what we're going to be doing today. I'm actually gonna try to structure most of the videos this way, where I kind of comment in what we're going to be covering and basically fill in under these comments each of those goals for the video. So we're gonna continue on with if else, if else if statements, just so we can get an idea of how you can make these statements actually more complicated, more specific to what you're trying to accomplish. Um, there's many different uh, ways that you can structure a conditional statement. There are relational operators and logical operators. So I'll just show you along the way. We'll start again by just making a couple of variables that we can use. Let's do num equals 44, and we'll put in a string. Uh, let's go team equals leaves. Let's do a character. Char1 equals, let's say C, and we'll do a double, and let's do price. So we'll start with the if statement. We've covered this already. So with the if statement, we can basically have a condition that we want to made true, but we'll add in a couple of extra things. So before we just had one conditional statement. So I'll try to go through as much as I can with, say, like four of these examples: if else, if if, and nested. But the first thing we'll do is we'll just kind of start with what we know. So if num is greater than 20, and this is where we can add a logical operator. So a logical operator is kind of like in Boolean algebra, you can kind of combine statements with three logical operators. In Java, I think it's only three, which is and, which is double ampersand, or which is double pipe, or whatever that symbol is, and then not, which is a exclamation mark. So what we can do here is to give an example. So if num is greater than 20 and num is not equal to 45, then we will print out system dot out dot print line the plus the cup this year. And so that's an if statement with two different, oops, with two different relational operators, and then one logical operator with the and. So if else, we'll carry on with the if else. So if, say, we can actually start using what we know before, team dot charat 0 does not equal char1, then system dot out dot print line the number from the last if was and then we come down here, else. So the else, so if this isn't true, so what this is asking so we don't get ahead of ourselves here, is what it's taking a string team and it's looking at the first character, which is L, and it's comparing if it's not equal to C, which it isn't, then it's going to print out this. Else, then we're going to type in system.out.println the last time was 1967. Okay, so we'll just run these two first so we see that we're on the right track. So it's printing out, it's both of these checks. So 44 is greater than 20 and it's not equal to 45. So this will print out and it prints out. Next one, team dot char at 0. So L does not equal char 1. Let's do this. Or team dot char at S. Sorry, what am I doing? Char at 5 or 4 equals S. So that will end up being true and true. So an or statement means that either one or the other. So we'll do this. If char at if char at 0 at index 0, so the first letter equals char 1, then execute, or char at 4 equals S. So it doesn't matter as long as one of these statements in the or logical operation is true, this will print out. And we'll just show quickly. Yes, so it prints out. Now let's make this false and put in Z. So both of these failed. So it's coming into this else block and it's printing out that. So the next one is if else if. So we'll just do something quickly here. If price not equal to 5.5 or price is less than or equal to 6, then we are going to dot print out Austin Matthews. If you guys aren't catching on, I'm a Leafs fan, so yeah. Take that information as you may. Okay, so else if. So now we're doing an else if, so we're bringing this back in to another condition. So if, we'll just keep it simple now, char is equal to C. Make sure you use single quotes for those. Oh, char 1. else if char is equal, so this should actually be true. System dot out dot print line Mitch Marner, and else system dot out dot print line Phil Kessel. So we'll just run that. So if the reason why it's not printing Marner, so this actually is true. So if these are all considered one block, so this is actually making 3 decisions to make it uh, to execute. So it's coming in here, it's going if price not equal to 5.5 or price is less than or equal to 6. So this is false. This is true. So it's actually printing out that. If so, we'll make both of these false now, and we'll show you. So run it again. So now this one has become false. It's skipping this. It's coming down to this. So else, if char is equal to C, which it is, it's printing out this. Now, if we make that false, it's coming through and it's printing Phil Kessel. So these 3 are all related, as in it will run through this check to see if it's true or false. If not, okay, else, move down to this, true or false. No, okay, else, print that. So that's that. And then the last one we'll do quickly. So a nested if statement is basically putting an if statement within an if statement. So we'll use something simple like num equals, if num equals or is greater than or equal to 40, we'll enter in here. And then if num is less than or equal to 45, we'll come in here. So this is basically like narrowing the range between 40 and 45. You can put both of these into the same one by using an or. So if num greater than or equal to 4, but this is just outlining how a nested if statement works. You can actually keep nesting as much as you want using nest if else blah blah blah. So system dot print line, and we will print Mike Babcock. So this should, yep. So it comes into this first one. The number is 44. It will say it's greater, less than. So what we can do here, if num is, we'll put an else statement in here. Else system print line, and we'll put in Lou Lammer. I don't know if probably how you, it's probably not how you spell that guy's name, but whatever. So if else, if number is less than or equal to 45, so we'll put this in to 43, so that should make it false. So yeah, so it's not printing out Mike Babcock anymore, it's printing out Lou Lamoriello. And yeah, that's how a nested, so it's a nested just means it's inside another if statement, so it's making 2 checks. But that's it for this video, and I will look to see what we're doing next. I think I might start looking into a textbook to follow, just because I don't know what like the natural progression is in teaching Java. but we'll see, and maybe we can get some problems that we can work through and everything. But that's it for now in terms of the if statements. I'll definitely be using a lot of them in future videos, but yeah, there's plenty of videos online to get a more in-depth look at the if else, else if, blah blah blah. Yeah. So anyways, thanks again for watching. Bye.